Friday night baseball is next. And good evening, everybody. We welcome you into our live Friday night broadcast. And now here's the star of the show, the one, the only, John Baker. Well, thank you, Bob, and a good evening, everybody. We welcome you into the live broadcast this Friday night here in San Antonio, Texas. It is Game 4 of our 6-game set between the visiting Springfield Cardinals and your Flying Chanclas de San Antonio. Well, I gotta say, as we have $2 Dr. Pepper all night long presented by our Flying Chanclas tonight, and so far pretty good on that. Series continues tomorrow night at 7:05 as we're back to normal jerseys between Springfield and San Antonio. Gotta say, it'd be pretty nice. Series will wrap up on Sunday as we continue on a Sunday night. First pitch at 7:05. And after that, we are off to Tulsa to take on the Tulsa Drillers in a 6-game set. Mission's back home a week from that as we take on the Amarillo Sod Poodles. And that evidently will be on, well, have to look at a date and stuff, but evidently, guess that will be on Tuesday, August 19th. That will be the second to the last homestand of 2025. And so far, pretty good on that. Go online now, samissions.com. Purchase and print your tickets from home. Also, follow us all season long with the Bally Live app and here on YouTube Live. Well, I'm joined in the booth by my good friend and partner, Bob. How are you, Bob? I'm good. How are you, John? I'm doing really good. Well, last night, that was a ball game. The Springfield Cardinals winning 6-3. And so far, we'll give you the play-by-play of last night's ball game. And so far, we will get to that, as evidently we'll get going. Well, anyway, Taco Bell Value Night and Dr. Pepper Day in San Antonio. The game is the third of a 6-game set between two teams. Springfield takes an early lead with 2 runs in the first inning, and then another 2 runs, making the game 4-0. San Antonio scores 1 run in the bottom of the second, bringing the score to 5-1. Springfield extends their lead 6-1 in the third inning with another home run by Trey Page. San Antonio's Leo Dallas DeVries hits a home run in the bottom of the third, making it 6-2. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Brandon Valenzuela hits a home run for San Antonio, narrowing the gap to 6-3. Springfield ultimately wins this game by the final 6-3. Key players Leo Dallas DeVries and Joshua Mears are awarded Gold Gloves for 2025. Trey Page is named Player of the Game for Springfield with 2 runs and 3 RBIs. Jack Walston gets the win for Springfield, and Jagger Haynes will take the loss for San Antonio. Promotions include 2 free tacos if the Missions turn a double play, which we always do. $2 Dr. Pepper drinks all night long. And there is a drone show Saturday night after the ball game instead of fireworks due to hot and dry conditions. Tickets can be purchased at samissions.com, and Whataburger is offering 75-cent burgers on August 8th from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Spectators like you and me, Bob, are encouraged to check on elderly family members during the hot weekend, and in the likes of which it is going to be very, very warm as we go through the next few days to the end of this series. And so San Antonio hits the road to Tulsa, and evidently back on the 18th, taking on the Amarillo Sod Poodles after that. It'd be evidently the second to the last homestand of 2025. And so far, we are near its end, and so far, we just can't wait for 2026 and our baseball schedule, which that will be pretty good. Well, anyway, that was a pretty good night for Springfield, and I bet a lot of people there at Blue River Stadium really celebrated that victorious win for Springfield. Yeah, I gotta say, John, they really did what they did, and so far the game was pretty good. It sure was. But anyway, got a new night as the Cardinals de Springfield coming in, taking on the Flying Chanclas de San Antonio. We'll get ready to go for the top of the first inning for Springfield as they wear their jerseys like they did yesterday, and Flying Chanclas wearing theirs from yesterday. But evidently, after one day being worn, they get a pretty good washing by our proud sponsor, Bravo Plus Laundry Detergent. Bravo Plus makes whites whiter, and they last a whole lot longer with refreshing scents, and so far pretty good. Yeah, I gotta say, John, and when I wear Bravo Plus and it smells pretty good on my clothes, then I gotta say, it's pretty good. Man, check out your local HEB for that. And so far, it'll be down the laundry detergent aisle. Well, anyway, we're about set to go for the top of the first inning for Springfield. And going to be a pretty good night as the fourth of this six-game set. Cardinals and Missions about ready to get this night started. Well, this one brought to you in part by our friends there at West Creek Trail Rides. They're a great place to be. If you want an incredible horseback riding adventure, come visit us and call the 210 number. And so far, we will go ahead and give you that number. And so far, you will talk to the ranch owner, Lana. And to book your reservation, call 210-616-6585. That is 210-616-6585. And book your reservation online for horseback riding. It is $50 per person. Military, you get that 10% discount, which I do believe it's maybe $40, but evidently pretty good on that. Yeah, I gotta say, John, love going out horseback riding, and I know you do too. Well, for sure. Well, anyway, we take you down to the field as we present our broadcast tonight, and so far a beautiful Friday night to end the work week, and a lot of us have really worked hard these past couple of weeks. Yeah, I gotta say, John, and you did too. And so far, it's going to be a pretty good night thus far for the San Antonio Missions. If they could win one here tonight, that would be pretty good. First starter on the mound tonight, Ryan Berger will get here in Game 4. It's a four-seam slider, changeup, two-seam, and a sweeper. I'll come into this broadcast about ready to go here for the top of the first inning for Springfield.
Leading off for Springfield, the center fielder.
Well, the center fielder, Chris Rotondo, is stepping up now for Springfield. And we are about ready to play Friday Night Baseball. Let's get the weekend started. Let's have fun. That one high fly in the air up to the left field. Fabian in pursuit intercepts it. And there is one down, and we are underway. Darlene Moquete coming in now. One away, nobody on here for the top of the first inning for the Springfield Cardinals. And here is the pitch. That is fouled off. The count now at 0-1. Our remaining ball clubs, we do have 2 more games left. Saturday and Sunday against Springfield are 6 games up in Tulsa. Then back taking on Amarillo. And after that, on the road, final 6 times there in Frisco to take on the Frisco Rough Riders. That one's going to be lofted high in the air, up to right field. Campbell in pursuit, makes the running grab. He's got it 2 down. And what a play by the right fielder for out number 2. We will have Corpus Christi and Springfield in the month of September. We'll wrap up there in good old Cardinal country, taking on Springfield there at Blue River Stadium. Don't forget, Texas League playoffs will commence after that. One more Sunday afternoon here in the regular season, and then it'll be the Final 4 coming into play. That one high flying in the air, up to center field, and that will pretty much do for the half inning is over. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for Springfield. We head to the bottom of the first, and it's no score. San Antonio to bat right after this. So we'll have our starter for the Springfield Cardinals coming up, and it's no score through 1.5. Now set to go for the bottom of the first inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Mission Spaceball Network. Thank you, Bob. And for Springfield, Michael Gomez will be the starting pitcher for the Cardinals. And so far, pretty good on that. He's got a 4-seam slider, 2-seam, and a sweeper for pitch choose from. So far, pretty good on that. San Antonio left fielder Albert Fabian will join in. As we're about ready to go here for the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be driven up nicely. He's going to get that one, and that gets down a base hit. That's going up there, and he misses it right there. Straight away, he's got a double by Fabian, and that's a Whataburger double meat cheeseburger coupon for the left fielder Albert Fabian to all the fans out there. And boy, San Antonio will hit the hit column by their first hit. Francisco Acuna will be the catcher tonight, as he'll take an inside strike. The count now at 0-1. Boy, that was a pretty good line drive base hit, wasn't it, Bob? Yeah, I got to say, for Fabian, he got on there and got into a base hit double without any problems. And so far, pretty good. That's a slider, and that miss. The count now 0-2. Yeah, I got to say, Bob, these teams right here doing pretty good. First place in that. And that's going to be a wild pitch, and that will go straight from second to third. Fabian 90 feet away from scoring in San Antonio's first run. Man, you don't want to ever see that when you get a wild pitch and you miss that batter, and the catcher has to go after it. And evidently, San Antonio getting ready to score in, it looks. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Francisco Acuna. And here's the pitch. That's going to be right there. And right to the third baseman to first, and they'll get him easily for the out. And there is one down. Well, the runner at third. Center fielder Joshua Mears as he comes in. So far, Ethan Salas still out on injury. And that's going to be driven up nicely, and that may get a run in. Here he comes. And across the score on a sacrifice fly. And San Antonio now takes the lead 1-0.
Batting fourth, the first baseman.
First baseman Marcos Castañon coming in. Pretty good sacrifice right there, Bob, right? Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right. I mean, he really just got going on that sacrifice fly, and he got there. And, yep, so far he got in and got something going. Yeah, for sure. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be fouled off. The count now at 0-2. So far, a beautiful Friday night. Welcome into weekend baseball. Join us till Sunday. And that is a swing and a miss, and that's the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. We head to the second inning, and the Missions have the front lead, 1-0. We head to the second inning. Trey Page, Jober, and Jaeger will lead it off for Springfield when we come back. Top of the second inning for Springfield right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Trey Page will lead it off, 4, 5, and 6, due up against Ryan Bergert. As we get ready to go, here's the pitch, swing and a miss, underway of inning number 2. And that is a cold strike. It's 0-1. Here's the pitch, and that's an inside strike. The count now 0-2. The 0-2. That one driven foul, and we'll see another. Oh, pretty good on that. Right, Bob? Yeah, got to say, John, that foul ball right there indeed was out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Right there, that's driven up to left center, and that's going to get through for a hit. So Springfield has the tying run on board. Trey Page at first base with a no-out single. And that'll bring up Braden Gilbert. I think it's Jobert. Jobert, and that's going to be right there. They get one, and they do not overturn a double play. Awfully close, though. They would have got the ball back in time. It would have been a double play. That means that San Antonio would have 2 free tacos courtesy of everybody to get a coupon. But that's pretty nice. And right there, R.J. Yeager comes in and swings and misses, and the count now 0-1 as he comes in for Springfield. Gotta absolutely love the Springfield Cardinals, their colors and everything. They're a North Division team out there in beautiful Springfield, Missouri. Their home ballpark is Blue River Stadium out there in Springfield. No balls and 2 strikes to count now. Evidently, we'll be going to Springfield at the end of the regular season to play our last 6 games of a second half season finale. So pretty good on that as well. No balls, 2 strikes right there, and that's going to give fair ball, and that'll get all the way to the wall. And here comes the runner, and that will be an RBI double, and we're tied at 1.
Batting 7, the catcher, Leonardo Bernal.
Well, by golly, that is crazy. Oh, in now is the Leonardo Bernal as he comes in next for the Cardinals. And that one's going to be line foul. The count now at 0-1. Bernal goes to a plate with a runner at third and 1 away. Bowling as it looks. Boy, I thought that guy was at second, but I guess not. That one fouled off. The count now 0-2, and they're trying to get out of this half inning before any more runs could come in and score. Here's the pitch, and that's fouled off. The count now 0-2. Springfield winning last night 6-3 in that game, and that's going to get down. And right there, Acuna will give it to Bergert, and they'll protect the plate. No advance from third. And here's the 1-2. That one swung on high in the air, and that's out of play. And the count now still hanging on at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bernal. The pitch. That one high in the air. Could be enough for a sacrifice. And here he comes. And in to score. As Bernal's plan had worked, and now Springfield leads this one 2-1. So they'll lead the San Antonio Missions by the 1. And here's Ramon Mendoza. Mendoza coming in ready to go. Here is the pitch. That's an inside strike. The count now 0-1. Top of the second, Springfield 2, San Antonio 1 here in this ball game. Wind up and the pitch, and that's going to be line drive. That is a base hit. Getting down. Left center field, and that's going to be trouble. And that's going to be a 2-out double for Ramon Mendoza. Man, gotta say, that is not good when you get in there and all of a sudden you know that something like that can very well happen. Just got to make sure that you count your fingers and toes while you're still here. Very funny, Bob. 9-hole batter Jeremy Rivas coming in. Runner at second. And that is fouled off. The count now 0-1. Man, I just tell you one thing. I'm so happy that we're near the end of our season. So far with evidently our last homestand coming in the month of September against Corpus Christi and the O2. And that's going to be right there. And there is no throw as Bergert will get the ball back by the catcher. And here's a 1-2. And that's going to get away right there. And so far, that will move a runner to third now on a passed ball. Man, there's been a lot of passed balls by this one prospect here, and he's really should be, honestly, looking forward to getting some strikes out of that whole ordeal. Yeah, that is for sure. Right down to first, they get him easily. And that could have been another best ball. He'll reached on base safely, but evidently that would do it. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on for Springfield. 2.5, and the Springfield Cardinals lead it 2-1. We're back here as right fielder Campbell comes in. Rojas and Roederer will come in as well. And so far, we're back to the bottom of the second inning. When we come back, All set to go for the bottom of the second inning right now. The Missions Baseball Network. Right fielder Jacob Campbell comes in, 5-6-7, due up against Michael Gomez. As he takes in a strike, the count now 0-1 as we're underway at the bottom of 2 for San Antonio. And the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss right there. The count now 0-2.
No ball, 2 strikes.
And to say just a beautiful night. Temperature at 85 degrees. What a nice evening it is. Temperatures tonight we're down to the lower 70s, but tomorrow will be a whole lot hotter. Temperature down or higher up as a 102 degrees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one is high and outside. The count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the windup. That one high flying in the air. And that's going to get down, base hit. As it lands in front of the center fielder. And so far, pretty good on that one. Yeah, I got to say, John, it was a pretty good base hit. I mean, evidently, that was pretty phenomenal right there. That it sure was. Well, the next batter up is designated hitter Cole Roederer. He stands in, runner at first and nobody out. Here's the pitch, down and outside, 1 ball and no strikes at the knees. Stadium lights come in full effect here as maybe a cloud right there to left field. Evidently, everything is supposed to be a clear sky tonight. Moon is a full one. That one high in the air to the shortstop, and that is out number 1.
Batting 7, the third baseman, Gentry.
Well, the hot corner third baseman is Gendry Rojas as he steps in now. Waiting to go, runner at first, tying run. Go ahead is Gendry Rojas. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, that's a base hit. So getting something going as San Antonio has nailed the tying run at second. The go-ahead at the plate at first. And another go-ahead now stepping in. 8-hole batter, Nerwillian Cedeno coming in. 9-hole batter, shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries coming on deck now. I absolutely love Leo Dallas DeVries. He has been phenomenal through this 2025 year. Him and Joshua Mears. And also tomorrow, we're going to give another Gold Glove to another San Antonio Mission. So 98% of y'all have said that Nerwillian Cedeno is the next man up to receive that Gold Glove. And who is he going up against? Well, he's going up against the left fielder Albert Fabian. Ouch. And how much is his? 2%. Ouch. So they all voted for Nerwillian Cedeno by 98% worth of those points. And evidently, our third potential winner could be Cedeno. That's right there. Throw down and easily get out there. And that will pretty much do for the double play for Springfield. And no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. And we head to the third inning. And Springfield leading this one 2-1. Center fielder Chris Rotondo coming in. Moquete and Davis will get something going as we head to the third for Springfield here this evening. About set for the third as we get ready to go. Here is John Baker. Thank you, Bob. Chris Rotondo getting ready to go. Third inning, swing and a miss underway, and it's count now 0-1. No balls, one strike. Wind up in the pitch, right there, high fly in the air. Rojas leaves his post and gets right in front of the audience to make the play on the foul grounds. And that is out number one.
Darlene Moquete.
Darlene Moquete is coming in now, 0 for 1, a fly out. And the pitch. That is an inside strike. The count now 0-1. No balls, one strike. And that is outside for the count now 1-1. One ball, one strike. Here's the pitch.
Yep, that ball went
And
out.
the sweeper is outside. The count now 2-1. Springfield leading 2-1 against San Antonio as we're into third inning. Moquete coming in, swings after that one and misses. And the count now 2-2. And that is fouled on the way, still hanging on. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Down. Man, I gotta say, that was a pretty unique play right there, John.
Davis.
Yeah, it sure was. And here is Chase Davis. 0 for 1 to fly out last time up. And a pitch right there. Ground ball to shortstop DeVries. And to Castañon. And that's the inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for Springfield. We're 3.5 with the Springfield Cardinals leading 2-1. Back here for the bottom of the third, Leo Dallas, DeVries, Fabian, and Acuna will lead it off for the bottom of 3 when we come back. About set to go for the bottom of the third right now on the Missions Baseball Network. 9-hole batter, shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries will step in first. That's 9-1-2. That one powered high in the air up to center field. And that is out number one.
The left fielder, number 30.
Well, that'll bring up left fielder Albert Fabian back to the top of the lineup for San Antonio. 1-for-1 double. It's the last time up. Here's pitch. And there is another high pop-up. Same spot, same place. Center fielder will get another ball for himself.
Now batting.
And there's two down. Go ahead and give you some final score. Well, not final scores, so do apologize. Let's go ahead and give some scores. Francisco Acuna coming in now for San Antonio. That's an inside strike. The count now 0-1. Amarillo leading Midland 6-0 there at Franco Park. Northwest Arkansas 5-3. Springfield leading San Antonio 2-1. Tulsa leading Corpus Christi 4-0. Frisco leading Arkansas 4-0. So gotta say, pretty good right there. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch right there, high and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Just a perfectly good evening if Springfield or San Antonio could take this game either way. And the pitch.
Ball.
And that's a ball outside. The count now at 3-1. On deck is center fielder Joshua Mears. Comes into this ball game. And the pitch. That one's right there. Line drive. And that's going to get down base hit. Center fielder tried to get another one for himself. Make it 3 in his pocket.
Number 14, Joshua Mears.
Joshua Mears coming in. He's ready to go. Wind up and the pitch. Swing, the miss, and the sweep. Happy weekend to all of our visitors here on YouTube Live, and so far for all those that may be joining us here at the ballpark this fine evening. Springfield AA of St. Louis and
Ball 1.
San Antonio AA of San Diego, which is pretty good. And the St. Louis Cardinals doing pretty good. Here's the pitch. Outside for the count now 2-1. Two balls and a strike, and a swing and a miss, and the count now at 2-2.
2 strikes.
And I gotta say, pretty good baseball we have here tonight, right, Bob? I gotta say, John, absolutely right. Real love in the game.
Count full.
And the count is full at 3-2. Marcos Castañon on deck now for San Antonio, and Michael Gomez having a little chat with home plate umpire Jeff Andrews. Hopefully he's not arguing balls and strikes, which that's not his job. And called third strike, he got him down looking, and that will reside the team in residing. Well, anyway, that will pretty much do for this half inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left for San Antonio. We head to the 4th. Springfield leading this one 2-1. We're back here as Trey Page, Jobber, and Yeager will lead it off for the 4th inning when we come back. All set for the fourth inning for Springfield right now, the Mission's Baseball Network. Trey Page coming in as we're set to go. 4-5-6-2 up against Ryan Bergert. Wind up and the pitch. Here we go. Top of the fourth inning for Springfield. That one's going to be a line drive right there. Joshua Mears intercepts it right on time, and he's got it for the out.
Now batting, the first baseman.
No wonder that he is the Gold Glove winner, along with shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries. And if you've seen yesterday's ceremony, that was pretty good on where we have pretty much seen him close by home plate. And so far we awarded these two boys in highest honor. That one fouled off, the count now at 0-2. Evidently pretty good right there, and so far just a nice way of getting things going. Here's pitch. That one's going to be lined high in the air. And Mears takes quite a tumble wide. My golly. Just two back-to-back baseballs go right for this guy. This guy is on a wear and tear situation, but evidently he's doing really good. That one right there, line foul. And the count now at 0-1. Springfield 2, San Antonio 1 here in this ball game. Wind up and the pitch, and that's going to be fouled off. The count now 0-2. So pretty good evening. And here's the pitch. That one right there hit the shortstop DeVries. Throw down to Marcos Castañon, and that's the inning. Well, no runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for Springfield. We now head to the bottom of 4, and the Cardinals lead 2-1. So back here is Marcos Castañon, Campbell, and Roederer. We'll lead it off for the bottom of 4 when we come back. Well, about set for the next inning of play. Bottom of the fourth. Coming up for the Missions right now. Here is John Baker. Thank you, Bob. Marcos Castañon coming in now as we're set to go. And that's going to be a leadoff base hit right in front of left center field. And that is a no-out single for Castañon. Well, San Antonio has their tying run on base now, and so far, pretty good for San Antonio here tonight. Yeah, I gotta say, John, absolutely right. They're trying to get in, get something going. Right fielder Jacob Campbell coming in. Hits that one right there, and that's gonna get down, base hit, and there we go. And that's got something going. Look at that, 2 runners on a double by Campbell, and it's now second and third. By golly, these guys want to come back and win it here tonight. But still a long way from deciding this. Well, here comes the Springfield manager, and so far that's going to do for the starter here tonight. Evidently, they'll turn it over to the bullpen, and the first reliever will be out here. And that'll bring in Austin Love. 4-seam slider, changeup, and a 2-seam fastball, which he pitched in the start of this series during Game 1 as a beginner. And evidently now being in the rotation of a starting reliever. Here's the pitch. That is an outside ball. The count now 1-0. 0 for 1 pop out. Tying run at 90 feet away. The go-ahead there at second. Wind up and the pitch. That's an inside strike, and it's even up 1-1. Jack Ralston, Curtis Taylor, 2 right-handers warming up for the Springfield bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cole Roederer, the designated hitter, as he stands in. Bats in the left-hand batter's box. That's a change-up swing and a miss. Count now 1-2. So far, a nice Friday night, and just absolutely love the atmosphere. Had a cloud out there in the left field area, but evidently that cloud has dissipated outward. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that is outside. The full count now at 3-2. Yendry Rojas now on deck for San Antonio. Trying to get something going. Ball 4 will load him up. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. And there's the first out. Roederer is down on strikes.
Now batting.
And that'll bring up the 7-hole batter. Third baseman Yendry Rojas. Coming in as he'll take a slider outside. The count now 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be lofted high in the air and out of play. That'll even up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Wind up in a pitch by Austin Love, and he looks in. On his high fly in the air. And that should be enough for an RBI opportunity right there. And that'll tie us up at 2-2 on a sacrifice. So the go-ahead run, which that is the tie-breaking run, 90 feet away from scoring in, Nerwillian Cedeno coming up to the plate now for San Antonio. Wind up and the pitch, and here he goes. That one is out of play, and he whacks it foul. The count 0-1. Got warm up in the Springfield dugout. Did I say bullpen as well? Well, it's just the bullpen in general, John. Okay, well, I get confused easily, but that's okay. The Springfield bullpen warming up. And, whoa, look out. That one just about took a nose off. second time through the rotation, and boy, Springfield pitchers aiming for their noses. Yeah, for sure. That one is high in the air up to center field. Moving under is the center fielder, and that ends the inning. Well, a run in to score that tie us up, and we are deadlocked at 2 as we head to the 5th inning. Bernal, Mendoza, and Rivas will lead it off, top of 5 for Springfield when we come back. We're back here as Leonardo Bernal, Mendoza, and Rivas will get us ready for the 5th inning coming up. About set to go for the 5th inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Leonardo Bernal will lead it off, 7-8-9 due up against Ryan Bergert. That one is fouled and away. The count now at 0-1. So far, welcome back into our broadcast after the bottom of the 4th innings break. And we bring you another exciting inning of baseball. All the way to the 9th inning, which that is good. It's a 2-2 tie here in the 5th inning. If you're just joining us, if you're listening to us here on YouTube Live or the radio, it don't matter where you have us dialed in from. One right there, Castagnon gets it, and that is out number 1.
Now batting, second baseman.
Had a great crowd tonight, right, Bob? Yeah, gotta say, John, we absolutely do. The stadium looks full tonight. Evidently, there's a rumor going around about 2028, and so far tell you a lot more about what San Antonio has in mind. And right there, that's going to be a leadoff base hit up to left field, and so far, Fabian will get it back in.
Now batting.
So far, they're planning to build another stadium for San Antonio and stuff. Yeah, I've heard about that. That's right there. Castagnon gets going. Right there. Berger gets him. Taco Bell double play. And that is the final out on a double play. And that ends this 5th inning right here. And look at that pretty good instant replay of that double play. 2 free tacos courtesy of our friends there at Taco Bell. Leo Dallas, DeVries, Fabian, and Acuna will lead it off. When we come back in our broadcast, it's the score 2-2. We are tied as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Now set to go for the bottom of the 5th inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries coming in. We welcome you back into our live broadcast as we get you set for the bottom of 5 for San Antonio. That's a slider inside the count now, 0-1. Sun already going down. Daylight is slowly going away as we give you a hello look of Friday evening. Don't forget, 2 teams continue the series tomorrow night at 7:05 with our drone show afterwards. Right there, the countdown 1-2. Wish we had a little rain. We would have our fireworks extravaganza, but evidently we can't risk catching anything on fire. And plus the outskirts of the San Antonio Missions Baseball Stadium, the Wolf, we should not lose our ballpark, but we're not taking any chances of anything catching fire because the San Antonio Fire Department will have to come out here and take the flames out. That is right there for ball 4. DeVries gets on after a full count, and
the left fielder, number 30.
Well, so far that's pretty good walk right there as 9-hole batter shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries gets on base, which that's pretty nice. That's going to be right there. That is a ground ball straight away to short, and they get them both. So another double play, 4-6-3, and that will end the inning. That will pretty much put 2 birds with 1 stone. I was about ready to say that would end the inning, but evidently, if you had 1 out, then pretty much that would end a inning by inning double play. Francisco Acuna comes up now as a 1-for-2 single. It's ready to go. 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 2 outs, nobody on for San Antonio. Which that is a pretty good thing. That's right there to swing and miss the slider. The count now 0-2. Got a good shot at San Antonio, our downtown area, which that is pretty good. Evidently, our new ballpark, as Bob had mentioned. And we are pretty much going to talk about that for 2028. Only 3 years from now. Even though being a AA level baseball team would pretty be good. And so far that will pretty much do it. So no runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left on. We head to the top of the sixth inning as Chris Rotundo, Moquete, and Davis will get things going for the sixth. Top of the sixth inning for Springfield right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Chris Rotundo coming in now as we get set for the top half of the sixth inning for Springfield. That is beautiful. That's right there, line drive, and that's foul. And the count now at 0-1. Looks like a orange and red as we see it come up on the horizon. That is pretty nice. That one is the line drive high in the air up to left field. Fabian getting right there. And that is out number 1. Now, anyway, let's talk about the baseball park that the city of San Antonio is saying that they are going to build us. That will be a downtown ballpark, which evidently would put the San Antonio Missions and San Antonio Spurs right next to each other. It'd be the Alamo Dome, and so far pretty good on that. I guess it is. But evidently with all that parking and all that other stuff going on, well, there would be a lot of tourist attractions and so far a lot of baseball for the 2028 regular season. But anyway, this stadium right here that we play in today would evidently be out of business. And right there, that's a swing and a miss right there, and there's out number 2. Evidently, we would have to say goodbye after the 2027 baseball season, which that will be 2 years from now. Right there, that is grounded right to DeVries, and he'll throw him out at first, and that's the inning over. No runs, hits, or errors for Springfield. We now head to the bottom of the sixth inning. We're tied at 2-2 as the Missions come up to bat. Mears, Castañon, and Campbell will get things going for the bottom of 6.
Leading off for the Missions.
Well, back from break, and here is center fielder Joshua Mears as we are getting started here tonight for this bottom half of 6. That one's going to be a line drive. That one's going to be deep right on the warning track near the wall, and that is out number 1. Now, evidently, with this new baseball park that San Antonio says they're building, evidently this ballpark will be out of commission by the end of 2027. But anyway, we still have a lot of time to have this one and get ready to have our downtown ballpark come into play. Marcos Castañon coming in, and we got activity in the bullpen for the Springfield Cardinals, and that's going to be an outside 1-1. Amarillo leading 7-2 against Midland. Northwest Arkansas 9-3 against Wichita. It's tied ball game here in San Antonio, Texas. 2-2 our score. Tulsa leading Corpus Christi 6-3.
Ball 3.
Frisco 5-4 against the Arkansas Travelers. Well, evidently that'd be $160 million right there to build a ballpark. And that's going to be right there. Line drive. That's a base hit. And the tie-breaking run
Now batting, number 7.
is set to go on there at first base. And that's all you need to get the dugout ready to go. Get them fired up for the next batter. That is the right fielder, Jacob Campbell, as he comes in. That's right there, slider, and that's count now, 0-1. But evidently, 2028 will hopefully be the first season that we'll get in our new ballpark. But evidently, they are hopefully trying to knock down some buildings there in downtown San Antonio to put the baseball park for the San Antonio Missions to play the AA. Evidently, it'll be like Amarillo when that ballpark was created. So anyway, no runs, a hit, no errors, and one left on for San Antonio. We head to the 7th inning, and it's tied at 2 as we go to the 7th. Trey Page, Jalbert, and Yeager will get things going for the Springfield Cardinals as we head to the 7th right after this. We're getting ready for the top half of the 7th inning for Springfield. And this broadcast brought to you in part by our friends there at West Creek Trail Rides. Join us Tuesday through Sunday as we give you the best outdoor experience on horseback. Visit their website to book your reservation or call the 210 number 616-6585 to book your reservation online. And that is 210-616-6585. And don't forget to talk to Lana to book your reservation online. Well, top of the 7th inning, leading off for Springfield, Trey Page, as he comes in, is set to go for inning number 7. John Baker and I coming in ready to go. And yes, he has been with this parent company for the last 5 seasons of the first season in AA Central Baseball. Then 2022, we went transformed into the Texas League back again. That one is chopped foul. The count now 0-2 as that will go foul. Now evidently there, Bob, yes, that is ultimately true as 2022 through 2025 and through the remainder of our contracts through 2030. Definitely be pretty good right there.
The first baseman, Braden Jobert.
Well, there, yeah, okay, John. Thank you for that encouragement right there. Braden Jobert coming in. And what type of encouragement was that? Just saying that our contract goes till 2030. That one high flying in the air, and that's going to get to the base of the wall. And they are still looking for it out there, and so far, here he comes, and that's going to be a RBI inside the park home run. And Springfield now leads this one 3-2. But I tell you one thing, that center fielder Joshua Mears had a little bit of a hard time trying to find the baseball. Evidently, that was just rough around the edges trying to get something going. Excuse me right there. Had a little hiccup, but that's right there in the count now. 0-1. to R.J. Yeager, who was a 1-for-2 RBI triple in the second inning. So far, join us tomorrow evening, our first pitch 7:05 Sunday evening as well, as we'll wrap up our 6-game homestand against the Springfield Cardinals. That's right there, high in the air near Willie and Cedeno. We'll take it for out number 2. Evidently, got to say, this baseball season, pretty awesome, right, Bob? Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right. Now, evidently, with 2026 schedule. Now, evidently, if people didn't hear the schedule, we will evidently go through that schedule. Basically got a full moon tonight. Just look at that, Bob. That is beautiful. Yeah, I got to say it is. Well, evidently, we do not take on Arkansas and Tulsa here in San Antonio this next season. Evidently, our 3 North Division teams is Wichita, Springfield, and Northwest Arkansas. Leading off April 2nd through the 4th, we're at Tulsa. April 7th through the 12th, we start our first homestand of 2026 against Corpus Christi. We're at Midland for the next 6. And we lead off the bottom of the 7th, and that will pretty much do it. Rotary Rojas Cedeno will get things going. It's 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game coming up. And Springfield leading at 3-2. We have a right-hander coming in for Springfield as he'll be the next reliever. And so far, that would pretty much do it. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get things started as we continue our schedule. And so far, we have our 6 games set there in Midland, April 14th through the 19th. Back home, taking on Amarillo, April 21st through the 26th. April 28th through May 3rd, we're at Tulsa for 6 games set, and that'll be the last ever 6 games there at DCJ Field. We are a 12-game homestand. We lead off May 5th through the 10th, versing off Midland, and then after that Sunday game against the Rockhounds, we stay home and get ready for May 12th through the 17th, versing off the Wind Surge from Wichita, Kansas. They call them the Wichita Wind Surge. May 19th through the 24th, we're up in Frisco. We take on the Frisco Rough Riders. May 19th through the 24th. May 26th through the 31st, we are taking on the visiting Corpus Christi Hooks. June 2nd through the 7th, we're at Wichita. Final 6 games of the year against these 2 ball clubs. June 9th through the 14th, we're taking on the Frisco Rough Riders. And then we are 12 games on the road. First-hand stop going to Corpus Christi June 16th through the 21st. And then June 23rd through the 28th, we're up in Arkansas to take on the Arkansas Travelers. June 30th through July 5th, we take on Amarillo. And that's here at home. And then we're back on the road. We head to Midland July 7th through the 12th. And that will pretty much close out the first half right there for 2026. We start the second half, a 9-game homestand, July 17th through the 19th, a leadoff 3 against Corpus Christi. And so far, that will pretty much be the last ever meetup of those 2 ball clubs. Corpus Christi and San Antonio, July 17th through the 19th. July 21st through the 26th, we take on the Frisco Rough Riders. And then we take on July 28th through August 2nd there in Amarillo. August 4th through the 9th, we take on the visiting Springfield Cardinals. And then we are on the road as we take on our last ever 6th. August 18th through 23rd, we take on the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. And then we head to Springfield to take on the Springfield Cardinals August 25th through the 30th. We are last homestand September 1st through the 6th as we take on the visiting Midland Rockhounds for the last 6 times of 2026. September 8th through the 13th, we are up in Amarillo, and so far that will conclude our 2026 schedule. And evidently, there will be a 2026 playoff rounds. And so far, we'll just have to see how that goes. Anyway, bottom half of the seventh inning coming up. And we do have Andre Granillo coming in as a four-seam slider and a curveball sinker. We'll get things going for the bottom half of the seventh inning for Springfield. And so far, our leadoff batter for this one, the designated hitter, is Cole Roederer, who is 0 for 2, strikeout and a pop-out as he leads off the bottom of the seventh inning. And set to go. Granillo now pitching for Springfield, and he throws the first pitch is in for a cold strike, and it's 0-1. We have a full moon. Beautiful, right, Bob? Yeah, I gotta say, it glows an orange color, too. Yeah, my favorite. Not like the Midland Rockhounds jersey where they're red orange, Midland inscribed on the chest. But that's pretty nice. They used to be a dark blue with an orange. During the last time that they had their old looks and old logos and stuff, which I really liked. RH, that was an orange color with the dog holding the baseball and bat all together. 3-2 Springfield here in the bottom half of the seventh inning. That one is an outside, and the count now at 1-0. Springfield could definitely take this W, even if they have to hold off the Missions to the bottom half of the ninth inning. And so far, that would put them to win number 67 if they hold off 3 outs. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Yendry Rojas at the plate, and that's going to be right there. That's ground ball. And that's going to give them the out. What a great recovery by the first baseman and pitcher that came in to help each other get that out. And so far, that'll bring in William Cedeno, who is 0 for 2 fly on the ground out. Well, our next Flying Chocolates game will be that Thursday and Friday against the Amarillo Sod Poodles. So far, we are the second to the last homestand of 2025. Evidently, with 2 months left of baseball, and so far our last 3 homestands, I should say. This one was Springfield, Amarillo, and Corpus Christi. Evidently doing pretty good. That one is fouled off, the count now at 1-2. Now the teams that don't return for the remainder of this year is the Rockhounds, Wichita, and Northwest Arkansas. Evidently, those 3 teams have been eliminated already. And that is right there. That'll end the inning. Well, no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. We head to the 8th inning. Mendoza, Rivas, and Rotundo to get things going for the 8th as we come back in this broadcast on this Friday night. Springfield Cardinals lead it 3-2. Well, we're to the top half of the 8th inning, set to go. And here is Ramon Mendoza. Is ready to go. 8-9-1 due up for the top half of the 8th inning for Springfield. And that one's going to be line foul. The count now 0-1. John Baker, welcome back. And here you go. Thank you, Bob. And we welcome you to our next half inning. Here's the 0-1. That one fouled off. And the count now 0-2. Gotta say, this game could be won by a run by Springfield, and so far, to get that win, they would have to knock out 6 outs against San Antonio, which that would have to do for them. No balls, 2 strikes to Ramon Mendoza, and he's going to swing and miss on that one, and that is out number 1. Cardinals down to their final 5 outs tonight. Jeremy Rivas coming in is 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. So that is a pretty good thing. 68 pitches by Ryan Berger, and he comes in and puts that one right to center field for the base hit. Well, looks like that will pretty much do for him, as that will bring in Logan Gillespie, as he's going to be called upon to pitch here in the top of the 8th inning. But evidently, Ryan Berger did a pretty good job, but evidently still needs a lot of help trying to secure this ball game and the win of it.
Now pitching for the Mission.
Evidently, here Logan Gillespie coming in with an ERA of 7.15. And so far, pretty good on that as well. Well, here is Chris Rotondo as he'll meet up face longhand Logan Gillespie. One right there, the count now 0-1. First time around meeting a new arm on the mound. Chris Rotondo. Here's the 0-1, and that's an outside, and the count now 1-1. 3,123 tonight. What a crowd. Boy, just a lot more in attendance, and so far that would be a pretty good one. That's right there, the count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count now. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. Rotondo down on strikes. He's pretty good on that one. Here is Darwin Moquete, who is 0 for 3. Strikeout and a flyout the last time around. One fouled off. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. That is fouled off. The count now 0-2.
Foul ball.
Well, evidently tomorrow night, catch us alive and on the action. Saturday evening matinee, which Missions and Springfield Cardinals will be back in their normal jerseys, and so far that will be tomorrow night. Well, no runs, hits, or errors, nobody left on base for Springfield. We head to the bottom half of the 8th inning, and the Springfield Cardinals lead at 3-2. Matt Swanson coming in now as he comes with a sinker, slider, and a cutter. 93 over a 94. 89 over a 94 sinker, and so far pretty good on that. The shortstop, Leo Dallas DeVries, is 0 for 1 and a walk. As we lead off the bottom half of the 8th inning for San Antonio here in this one. Game almost over tonight. That one is outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
Counts 1-0.
By Ryan Shreve and Jack Ralston coming in now, and got a good look at Tower of Americas right over there. Gotta absolutely love the finesse of downtown San Antonio, and just a look at the slider, the count now 2-0. Springfield with a 1-run lead against San Antonio that they're trying to get this win. Series doing pretty good. Evidently 2 more games here in San Antonio for the year, and Missions will meet these guys in the last 6-game regular season. And that is 3-1 the count now. You know, we got October coming up. We got the West Creek Festival coming up. That is Pumpkin Patch. So far, everything else. That'll be the count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So you've attended the Pumpkin Patch last year there at West Creek? Yeah. It's pretty good. Get paid $150 a day just for pony rides and work my tail end off, and felt pretty good afterwards getting paid by Lana, which that was pretty nice. So left fielder is Albert Fabian. So tell me about Lana. Who is she and what does she do? Well, evidently Lana, she is the manager of West Creek Trail Ride. She's the boss. And tell you one thing, if you get on her bad side, let me tell you, she ain't gonna like you that much. Evidently, she has really been after these people. You know, she's trying to get them to behave themselves, and so far the workers, they were fooling around at that one time, but evidently they have been getting new team members, and so far tomorrow they'll start getting those team members, and that's right there. And now number 2, Fabian down on strikes.
Now batting, number 58.
And that'll bring up number 58 as he comes in. And that'll bring in the catcher, Francisco Acuna. Acuna will have the catcher duties tomorrow night. And yes, we have gotten a letter from Ethan Salas. And yeah, he wants us to read it. Okay, so evidently we'll go ahead and read it here on live air. Dear John and Bob, we thank y'all for your continued prayers and listen to y'all every time on the radio or just watch y'all on the computer here on YouTube Live. Watching the teammates trying to win this ball game and get San Antonio off to a good playoff round spot, which that would be really nice. Hit right there, the third, and throw him out at first, and that ends the inning. But anyway, we'll read more of this letter as we head to our last, or second to last break as we get ready for the 9th inning coming up. Davis, Page, and Gilbert get something going. So we get set to go, and so far it is a 3-2 ball game. Springfield leading this one. But anyway, the letter says, Dear John and Bob, thank you for your continued support and prayers over this hard time. Having a broke arm is not a laughing matter. But anyway, just wanted to write to you guys, evidently saying I am doing really well, and hopefully we'll play baseball again next year, if it's possible. But anyway, been watching you guys on YouTube Live, and so far it has been a pretty good one thus far. Just sitting at home, watching movies, and yes, I am on relief pay, so don't have to worry about bills too much. Well, that's pretty nice too. I mean, good for him and stuff, right? Yeah, I gotta say, John, absolutely right. You know, you can sit at home, rest, relax, and I know his arm is in a cast right now because of that Rockhounds pitcher that came during that series. But evidently for Ethan Salas, just glad that you wrote your letter, and we read your letter, and it's pretty good that you still care about your team and want your team to win to the better end. Yeah, that is for sure, Bob. Well, anyway, thank you, Ethan, for that letter, and hey, man, get better and come back to us whenever you can, because we'll be glad to put you back on the roster. Well, anyway, top half of the ninth inning for Springfield, and Chase Davis, Page, and Jolbert will lead it off in the ninth inning as we set to go. Here's the pitch, and that one is fouled off. The count now at 0-1. Amarillo gets the win there at Midland. Their final score 7-2 there at Franco Park. And so far, pretty good on that. Springfield has 3 outs to secure this victory, and that's the bottom half of the ninth inning. Evidently, it's pretty good to see something like this continue onward, and evidently it would be pretty good. Here's the 0-2, and that's going to be a liner straight away up to left field. That's a base hit. So that was a nice line drive base hit right there. And that's going to be right up to the left field area. Trey Page coming in now, as he'll take an inside strike, and the count now 0-1 is 1-for-3 single. Now pretty good on that. No balls, 1 strike, runner at first, nobody out. And that's a high pop-up right there. Center fielder Mears running after it, and he makes a terrific play. And that is out number 1. So Springfield down to their final 2 outs in the ninth inning. And that'll bring in Braden Jobert. His 1-for-3 solo shot in the 7th inning. That is pretty good. The windup and the pitch, that's an inside strike. The count now at 0-1. So far, a pretty good Friday night here. Versing off the Cardinals. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch right there. That's going to be hit to Castagnon. DeVries, and they do not get him, and that is not in time as the catcher, or should I say the pitcher, I do apologize about that. We look at this right here. He got him out there second, and the pitcher covering first was not back entirely to the first base area. So 2 away, R.J. Yeager coming in with a runner at first. Springfield leading this game 3-2. San Antonio's got a chance to win it by a run. Make it a final score 4-3. That would be pretty nice. But evidently, this game is too early to call. And that's right there. And oh my goodness, look at that. Early trouble, as that will be a error on San Antonio. And that'll put a runner in scoring position. That was a swing and a miss, count down 0-2. And hopefully this error does not come back and haunt San Antonio at the later time. The pitch, high fly in the air. And that's going to the right fielder, and that error does not come back to haunt him. Well, no runs on a hit, 1 error for San Antonio, and now we head to the bottom of the ninth inning. Missions coming to bat. Mears, Castagnon, and Campbell will get something going.
Number 18.
Ryan Shreve will be a right-hander coming in. 4-seam slider, changeup, and a sinker. Ready to go for the bottom of the ninth to take on the last 3 outs against San Antonio. Center fielder Joshua Mears. First Gold Glover of yesterday. Takes a swing and a miss. The count now at 0-1. Don't forget our game tomorrow night, 7:05, including Sunday as well. And that's going to be a liner straight away, and that's a base hit. Boy, and there should be a walk-off possibility right here if it comes through. Marcos Castagnon trying to get something going, and hopefully he gets in for a Gold Glove for 2025.
Ball one.
That ball is outside the count now, 1-0. Winning run is Castañon. So far trying to get something going in this broadcast. And here's the pitch. And right there, look at it go! And it is gone! Walk-off home run, San Antonio! And again, just like they did against Wichita, they walk it off. Man, what a night. San Antonio gets their 61st of the season and puts Springfield at 66-40. And what a night for the Flying Chanclas. Man, and I was right all this time. San Antonio would win it by a final score 4-3 against Springfield. And yes, that is the final score as the Missions win it by a run. Logan Gillespie takes the win for San Antonio. The loss goes to Ryan Shreve for the Springfield Cardinals. And so far, pretty good night in this one. Well, I got to say, what's your reaction to that there, Bob? I got to say, absolutely wow. That was one of the most intense ball games I have ever seen. With San Antonio down a run, and boy, they came and walked it off here in the bottom of the ninth inning, and boy, they really got it going. And this is a game that we're long going to remember here Friday, August 8th, 2025. Just a pretty good evening thus far. Well, Amarillo getting the win. They'll tie up against Frisco with 53 even. Taking on the Midland Rockhounds. The Rockhounds now 51-56. And so far, pretty good on that. Well, anyway, we have our final 6 ball clubs. Northwest Arkansas, Wichita, Tulsa, Corpus Christi, Frisco, and Arkansas still going at this time. Top of the ninth inning for Northwest Arkansas and the Wind Surge. It's bottom of 7 for Corpus Christi. And top of the 8th for the Frisco Rough Riders at the Arkansas Travelers. Well, anyway, got to say, what a night it's been here in San Antonio. And just glad that y'all came in and thought it was all about winning, and especially it was. Well, the first time you were ever right there, John, you said that it would take the bottom of the ninth inning and a 2-run shot to win it. You were absolutely right on the money. I don't know how you would have guessed that, but you guessed that one correctly, and I got to give you a high five right there. Thank you, Bob. Well, what a night it's been here for San Antonio, and got to say, let's go over your runs hits and errors. San Antonio walked it off by Marcos Castañon, who was 3 for 4, a home run, and 2 RBIs. He walks it off by a final score 4-3. 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for San Antonio. And for Springfield, 3-7-0, with Ryan Shreve being the loss for the Springfield Cardinals. Anyway, pretty good night thus far for the San Antonio Missions, and got to say, that walk-off, pretty good. Join us tomorrow night at 7:05 for Game 5. And after the game, sit back, relax, and enjoy the best drone show courtesy of West Creek. And so far, we do apologize that there is no fireworks show due to the extreme weather that we're getting. The heat and the heat and hot, humid temperatures will make things very dangerous. I mean, even if we do have fireworks, it won't be a laughing matter if something catches on fire and then, well, what are we going to explain to the San Antonio Fire Department? I mean, that would be pretty bad to see the outskirts of Wolf Stadium being on fire, which that would be bad. In 2021, I've actually saw that. We were taking on the Amarillo Sod Poodles and actually saw a field on fire right outside the ballpark off of Highway 90. And so far, they called in a lot of reinforcements to combat the flames, and so far, Wolf Stadium was in the path of it, and so was Highway 90. But anyway, that was just a long time ago, and so far, that was. Anyway, final score, San Antonio 4, Springfield 3, and this will conclude our pregame and after-game shows. And so far, have a safe travel home. Yeah, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. First pitch 7:05, gates open 6 o'clock. So make sure you guys are here. Well, anyway, got to say goodnight to Bob and have a safe travel home. That goes for everybody. Safe travel home, everybody.